Well, we lost, but there's a lot to learn, and most importantly, a very, very hopefully important wake up call to people across this country about non mainstream elections, smaller elections, off season elections, because Republicans continue to suck at showing up for them. And last night was no exception in Wisconsin. It was a humiliating defeat for Brad Schimmel, the Republican Supreme Court Justice, losing by over 10 points. It was never even close. They called the race before 30% of the vote was even in. However, before we get into why he lost, which I believe I have a pretty good idea why, it's important to remember that nothing really changed in Wisconsin. The state Supreme Court was already liberal before last night's vote. The voter ID law was not new. It's been in place in Wisconsin since 2016. It also passed to enshrine it into the state constitution to provide further protections. Essentially, nothing really changed. But what I'm hoping is that people watching this video and myself will take heed and remember this when midterm elections come around, because that's what happened to Trump in 2018. Everybody was all happy that Trump upset Hillary, and then the midterm elections came around in 2018, and he lost control of the House and was unable to get just about anything done. Then, of course, the coup hit. But there are a lot of good key takeaways that I want to discuss, and I hope that I can put a positive spin on it. And I hope that together we can learn from this. I can learn from this. I can be way better. I can get involved way sooner than a week before the election, which I will do come midterm elections. You have my word on that. I've learned a lot: how to door knock, how to, phone bank, how to mobilize people. And I'm going to be so much better during the midterm elections. So in Wisconsin, nothing really changes. Brad Schimmel was a long shot. It was disheartening because I thought we had a shot, but I have a feeling I know exactly why he lost, and I'm going to go through those reasons. And I do want to thank everyone who's helping rain down reviews on my Amazon store. I'm not even going to give you the coffee pitch. You guys know about my coffee. What I'm asking is you pick up something, whether it's a K-Cup, flavored coffee, unflavored coffee, whole bean ground. Well, we're out of most of our whole bean. More's on the way. Pick something up and leave a review. I want to get to 1,000 reviews, and you can see on our K-Cups, 721. So I only need 280 people today to pick up an order of our K-Cups. Let them, come, which will be like in a day or two. Then come back, scroll down. I mean, people are leaving video reviews. That's even better. Or write a customer review, include pictures. We're only 280 away from my goal of 1,000 reviews on K-Cups. On our ground and whole bean coffee, we're 320. So 300 people pick up some ground or whole bean today, and 300 people pick some K-Cups and leave a review. Also, it looks like the Mother's Day gift boxes will be shipping very soon. Please go ahead and order that. It looks like April 8th through the 11th is about when it'll be there. But as second you get it, I need desperately for you to come back, take a picture or two, and leave a customer review. I think you'll have them by the end of the week. So, or maybe early next week, which will still put you a month ahead of time for Mother's Day. The reason it's important to me is because normies won't buy it if there aren't any reviews. So I could use your help there. Now, obviously, this GOP senator in Florida won their special election, extending the House GOP majority, which really helps. And then there's a lot of people that don't care for fine, this, that, or the other thing. We can talk about that. I know less about him because I don't live in Florida. However, that did bail Wisconsin out. Even if this liberal judge, tries to gerrymander in Wisconsin and cost Trump a couple House seats, the Florida pickup would keep Trump's majority in place. On top of that, why did we lose? Well, I think I know. Okay, there's a couple of reasons. One, Republicans in general are not good about showing up for special elections. And I learned a lot, and I'm going to do better to mobilize people in my state. Two, I believe that women that voted for Trump voted for Susan Crawford because of abortion. I talked about this on Twitter last night. I support overturning Roe v. Wade, but it is undeniable that in purple states like Wisconsin, it has created a massive uphill battle to get Republicans in office. We had a Supreme Court justice vote in 2023. Every single ad on TV was abortion, and the Republican lost. Eric Hovde, during the 2024 election, literally every ad on TV here was abortion, and Hovde lost. Last night, the Supreme Court, literally every ad on TV was abortion, and Brad Schimmel lost. The Republicans need to get better on their messaging. I'm pro-life, but they need to figure this out, or they're going to keep losing. That's just the reality of overturning Roe v. Wade, which, again, I am in favor of. But this has been years now, and the Republicans have not figured out how the heck to message. I live here. I saw every ad in the last Supreme Court race against Eric Hovde and against Brad Schimmel. And literally 95% of them were, they want to ban abortion, even in case of the R word and incest. You don't want that, do you? That was every ad on TV for months. Okay? For months. There are too many single issue voters for Republicans to not get out in front of this issue and figure out a way to counter that. Whether that's having different policies. I mean, now it's easy for the president. He could just say, well, I don't have any say in that. That goes back to the states. But when you live in a purple state, I mean, if you're in Texas, this is not a problem for you, right? Or Arkansas or whatever. But if you're in Wisconsin, Ohio, Minnesota, Michigan, this is a problem. So the GOP needs to get off their rear ends and figure out how to message around it. Another negative factor, sadly, unfortunately, was that Elon is nuclear toxic right now. The reason Soros is so much better at what he does is he does it from behind the scenes. He had just as much money invested, if not more, in the state, but you didn't know it. You didn't see him on TV talking about it. You didn't get people to get riled up with Elon derangement syndrome. I support Elon. I support what Doge is doing, but I actually think his presence in Wisconsin hurt. Not because it made Republicans go away and vote, but because it motivated Democrats to get out and vote because of Elon derangement syndrome. We wasted his money on essentially a stupid lottery that the Democrats expertly used against him, saying Wisconsin's not for sale, even though there's far more Democrat money from out of state pouring in. Another thing is we need to, at the federal level, need to stop outside political money coming into, the state. There's no reason that fat loser J.B. Pritzker should be able to donate $500,000 to Wisconsin when he's in Illinois. It just can't happen. That has to get fixed. The other big reality is, in my state, 2 liberal strongholds won the entire election. The votes from 2 crap hole cities, Madison and Milwaukee, were enough to overcome the other 99% of the geographical location of the United States, of the entire state. This is not different than when you look in, Michigan, Detroit, obviously. In Minnesota is huge, but Minneapolis, Twin Cities generally decide the election. Brad Schimmel underperformed Trump by about 3 points in Madison and Milwaukee, but he got shellacked anyway. The Republicans had no ground game whatsoever. And I'm saying all this stuff so that hopefully the GOP, not just in Wisconsin, but in other battleground type states, can hopefully learn and adjust from this. I'm going to be better. I started way too late. I should have been all over this 6 months before the election. And next time I can promise you I will be. But there are a lot of reasons why Brad Schimmel got shellacked last night. He lost by 300,000 votes. It wasn't even close. And that's all. And that's because outside state money simply got Madison and Milwaukee to show up. That's all it took. The same thing is going to happen to you if you live in a battleground state. Unless the GOP can figure out how in the HE double toothpicks to counter message abortion. People on Twitter all night last night were arguing with me from horrible positions of bad faith and straw men. They don't understand what it's like to live in a battleground state. If you live in Wisconsin, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Literally every single ad was about abortion. And it wasn't just this election. It was a presidential election. It was the Hovde election. It was the previous Supreme Court election. And with the exception of Trump, conservatives lost every single one of them. Now, not to excuse Republicans need to turn out. There certainly are 300,000 more Republicans in the state that could have voted. And that part of that's on me. Part of that's on the GOP in this state and at the federal level. Nobody gave a damn about the Wisconsin election. Nobody showed up here. Elon showed up on Sunday night before the election. Not that he has to, but it would have been nice if Trump showed up a few times. I know he's busy, but I'm just saying the GOP has no strategy to defeat abortions in battleground states. In states that are fiscally conservative and socially liberal, conservatives will never win elections until the GOP can both counter message and fix the problem of low voter turnout during special elections. This is going to happen in Minnesota. This is going to happen in Michigan. This is going to happen in Ohio. This is going to happen in any purple state. So they better, the GOP better get off their rear end. They better figure out how to deal with this, because this has been happening in every midterm and every special election. And the midterms are 2 years away. And if this doesn't get fixed by the GOP and myself and GOP voters, we're going to lose again in the midterms. And the important thing about this loss is it doesn't change much in Wisconsin. But the silver lining is we enshrined voter ID, and hopefully we will wake up Republican leadership and Republican voters across this country, myself included, has been awoken to make sure that I fight like hell during these upcoming midterm elections and any other special elections that come up. We must do better, and I hope that we do. And I'm going to do my part, and I know my viewers will too. Thanks for everyone for listening. Thanks for everyone who supported us, even though we lost. Thanks everyone for helping me launch my coffee store. Links will be in the description, or you can just type in Coffee Brand Coffee and most certainly to find it. Help me get over 1,000 reviews on my K-Cups and my ground coffee, and I would be eternally thankful. Pre-order your Mother's Day gift box, and the second you get it, I need this to blast up to like 100 reviews. Once you get it, don't leave a review till you get it. Take a picture, leave a review, and you will seriously be helping my business immensely. We'll talk to you again real soon.